All right, hello YouTube. How you doing? Here is my Cash App. Alrighty. Hi Facebook. How are you doing? I know you see this. That's what you're seeing. Don't worry. So I'm gonna put this on to see if it helps. Let me know if it's too bright. Okay. Here's my crock pot with the liner. The chicken is like frozen. I had it out for like 2 hours, but when it's wrapped in foil, plastic, and then plastic wrap and then foil. And usually I'll let it thaw a little bit and then take the foil off. But I took it out this morning around. I was thinking about it in the middle of the night or late last night when I was laying down. I should have got up and took it out last night, especially if it's a crock pot. But I didn't do it. But yeah, see, it's frozen. But you can cook frozen chicken in the crock pot because it says on low. It says to do this on low. Okay, I'm gonna put my another glove on. I was only gonna do one because I was gonna move it to the just to the crock pot, but there was some fat on there I was pulling off, and I need the other hand to hold the chicken. All right, so it says low. It says low 4 to 5, but usually most recipes, and from my experience of cooking chicken in a crock pot, usually they say, and usually I do, anywhere between 6 and 8 hours. But if I did 8 hours, the chicken would not be ready till 8 o'clock tonight. So, but usually when I do a whole chicken in a crock pot, it usually is done within 6 hours. But this recipe says 4 to 5. But I'm going to do 6. We're going to go with 5 to 6. Okay? So if you're going to do your this recipe or any other recipe with whole chicken, and you want to do it on low, I would go with a minimum of 5 hours and check it after that. But it could take 6 or 7 hours depending how tender you want it, okay? Okay. Now if you're going to do it on high, because you don't have time to do it on low, or you just want to do it on high, then that would be about 4 or 5 hours, okay? So just as a reminder. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken. This is called Crockpot Angel Chicken. Get down, Jazzy. It's called Angel Chicken because we're using angel hair pasta. So I didn't have 4. It says 4 chicken breasts. So you want to use 4 chicken breasts. 4 chicken breasts. Now you can use 4 thin chicken breasts, or you can use thick if you want to use thick. But I didn't have 4 chicken breasts because I used 4 chicken breasts the other day to make another recipe I made. I used 4. I could have used 3 and then had 3 for this one. But I divide them up in 2 big, thick chicken breasts. So it was either 4 or 2. 2 or 4. Because I can't do 3 because they're already frozen. Now, if I would have looked at this recipe and thought about it, and the other recipe I did, it wasn't my last minute recipe I did the other day. It was a different recipe. But I would have thought about it, because the other recipe, I think it said 2 chicken breasts cut in half, which I didn't. I don't know. But if I would have looked at that, I would have, wrapped up 3 and 3. You know what I mean? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get some of this off. Let me get this knife that I used to cut the chicken. All right, guys. So how are you doing? How is it going? Say hi if you come in. Say hi. Comment hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, so I can see how many people watch after I post this, okay? Okay. Now, I can see the star comment pinned, so that means I'm going to have the comments are gonna come up good. As soon as I put this chicken in here and take off the gloves, then I will put the Cash App and I will paste the Amazon wish list. But I don't want to do it right now, okay? I already put it on the computer. But usually I can get these chickens to sit flat, but one's going to overlap a little bit because they're frozen. Okay, so get this off. Okay, I kind of used the top of the glove and kind of scribbled it up and pulled it off and then put it in the other hand and then pulled it underneath them. I'm just going to rinse my hands because I used the gloves, but it has some kind of a little bit of powder. All right, so alrighty, so let's post the. All right, there's the Cash App. And there's the Amazon wish list. I'm gonna. I pinned the Cash App, so if you want to read the star comment, you can read it in the comments. It'll just say, "I thank you for stars. I appreciate the stars." And yeah. Okay, so let me get this cutting board out the way. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I got the chicken in the crock pot. Okay, I'm gonna read the ingredients off to you so you can know, and if you want to write it down. Okay, if you have to rewind it a couple times to hear it. Okay, so this I got off Pinterest. Now, if you find it on Pinterest, it does have a scale that says one time, 2 times, and 3 times. Some recipes do that on Pinterest, where you click the 2 times, it'll give you the ingredients for doubling it and then tripling it. Okay. But anyways, it's going to have 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You can use thick ones or you can use the thin ones. Or you can take 2 thick ones and cut them in half to make 4, which I did. 1/4 cup of butter. And this is just for the 1 time. Okay, it's not for the 2 time or the triple. If you want to triple the recipe or double it, okay? 1/4 cup of butter. 1 packet of Italian dressing mix. Okay, this. Okay, that's the one I use all the time when I need it for a recipe. 1 can, the basic 10.75 ounces, you know, the size of cream of chicken or soup, condensed Campbell's, or a cheap brand if you want, of golden mushroom soup. Not cream of mushroom, golden mushroom soup. Okay? And then 1/2 cup of chicken broth. So since it's only 1/2 cup, I'm using a can instead of a 32-ounce box. Okay? 4 ounces of cream cheese, softened. So I have this out here. It's really soft. I cut an 8-ounce in half because they don't sell 4 ounces. I thought they did, but they don't. And 1 pound of angel hair pasta. I got Walmart brand sells these that are already half length. They're already broken in half. But you can get the other box if you want it full length. Okay? But my H-E-B, my main grocery store, I used to get their H-E-B brand because they had it half length. And Walmart started doing that like some years after that. They didn't use it. Okay? So, if you want more chicken or more pasta, you know, like let's say you want 1.5 pounds. You can put 1/2 pound more. And since it calls for, it doesn't say 1.5, show you the ingredients. It just says 1, 2, or 3. But if you want to do 1.5, you can do like, instead of doubling it, which would be 8 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, you could just do 6 because 2 chicken breasts is half of the 4. And then 1/4 cup of butter, it would be 1/8 of a cup added on to the 1/4. And then 1.5 packets of Italian dressing, 1.5 cans of golden mushroom soup, 1/2 and 1/4, half of that is 1/4. That would be 3/4 of chicken broth, 6 ounces of cream cheese. So you'll take 2 ounces off and put it away. And 1.5 pounds of angel hair pasta. If you want to do 1.5. Now that would have been a good idea. I should have done it. I do have the stuff to do that if I want to. I don't have enough chicken for that, but so I'm not going to do that. But this, all the other stuff is going in the sauce, which they want us to make it in here, and then pour it over the chicken. Okay. So we're going to start out. Number 1, prepare the crock pot. Okay, that's what it says. It puts a little thing and stuff. Place the chicken breast at the bottom of the crock pot in a single layer. Okay? If you're not going to use a liner, just spray the bottom of your crock pot. I suggest you do that for all the meals. Even if it's liquidy, I suggest. Make the sauce. We're going to make it. Okay. In a medium saucepan, melt the butter. Add the Italian dressing mix, golden mushroom soup, chicken broth, cream cheese, and we're going to stir it continuously until the mixture is smooth and creamy. And I'm going to use a whisk. Okay? Smooth and creamy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open the chicken broth. And usually a whole can of chicken broth is 1 3/4, almost 2 cups. So I might measure what's left and just put it in a little small Ziploc bag and freeze it so I can use it another time. No wasting here. Okay? So we want to melt the butter. Once it's melted, then we mix in the Italian mix. So the butter, once again, is 1/4 cup of butter. Okay? Oh, I didn't pull the butter out. I was waiting to pull the cold stuff out. And if you don't, usually when it says 4 ounces, 8 ounces, whatever, cream cheese, I usually buy a block. So I can just cut it up. If I need to cut it up into little cubes, or if I need to just put the whole thing in there. But if you only have a container of cream cheese, but if you have a big container and you just want to take out 4 ounces, 4 ounces is usually half a cup. Okay? 1 cup is 8 ounces. So, you can measure it that way if you need to. Just like butter. I would probably prefer to just cut a butter stick, but I don't have any butter sticks. I didn't buy any. I sometimes do. And usually sometimes I'll buy unsalted butter sticks because I got a lot of recipes that when they ask for butter, they don't say unsalted butter. But so it wants, what did I say? 1/4 cup? Yes. So I don't have a 1/4. Well, I do have a 1/4 cup, but it's in my sugar. So I need to see how many tablespoons are 1/4. So I'm going to take about half a cup and I'm going to fill it up halfway. Okay? I'm going to fill it up halfway, get a spoon so I can scoop it out. Fill it up about halfway. Yeah, because I want to get, I'm going to get something. I'm going to look for something that's, to put in my sugar. Oh. Put in my sugar to scoop out the sugar. Because that's a perfect 1/4 is perfect measurement for my sugar in my coffee because I put 2 of them, which is a half a cup of sugar. Now, I know a lot of people say to me, would you like coffee with your sugar? I don't think that's a lot. You may think it's a lot, but you also got to look at the cup that I'm using. But, yeah, you're going to say it's a lot. It's this cup. See from back here? I'm not sure what size this is, and I'm trying to see if I lower the sugar, not a lot, just a little bit at a time. Maybe I can get it at least down to 1/4, just 1/4 instead of half. Yeah, So we'll see. I'm not gonna scratch this, but since I already got this spoon out, I'm gonna use it. Okay. Now I'm gonna I don't want the butter to get all soft, so I'm gonna put it away because that's all I needed it for. And being this is just pasta and chicken, I'm probably going to make a vegetable. Okay, we'll be back on here at 5:30 tonight, 5:36. I put 5:30 in my post, but if it takes 6 hours, it might be closer to that. And icy. But it says 15 minutes it's done. Those are my dogs. They're like fighting. Not real fighting, but they're playing. But anyways, I got to cook the pasta. And it tells you to put the pasta on a plate and then put the chicken over the plate. Over the pasta, and then if you want to spoon some of the sauce over that, you can. Okay, so now we're going to melt the butter and then add the Italian dressing. So I'm going to go to 6, which is just one above half. Okay? And I'm going to open this golden mushroom soup. Okay, so we're going to let the butter melt, and when it's almost melted, I'm going to put in the Italian mix. Now, I already had one of these, but I bought a second one just in case I needed it. I always like to be prepared and have a little extra. Okay? And I've never used golden mushroom soup. I don't have a problem with it, but this is what it looks like. It almost looks like a, kind of like, what do you call it? Like when you save some leftovers, okay? And it has liquid in it. But while it's in the refrigerator, the liquid solidifies, you know what I'm trying to say, and it becomes like jiggly, like Jell-O. But once you heat it up again, it becomes that liquid again. And the gravy like liquid. But it looks solidified like wiggly Jell-O when it gets cold in the refrigerator, if y'all know what I mean. So, let's see. Anybody come on here yet? Nope, nobody yet. Let's check YouTube. Nobody. Okay. So, let's get this butter melted. So, 1/4 of a cup of butter. Okay, I'm going to repeat it as I go. I told you all the ingredients. So, if you want to go back to the beginning, you may. And write down the ingredients if you want to check this. If you don't have Pinterest or, it's not like a group on Facebook. Facebook Cooks, you can just go onto the group and look for a recipe. You can't. You can look in the search bar for the name of the recipe and it probably will come up. But you can't look under what I posted like you can in my group on Facebook. But if you somehow want me to send it to you, it'll probably let me share it through Facebook or Facebook Messenger or something. Okay, so. All right, so I melted the butter. I'm just use that on the spoon. I had this. Okay, so let's put the Italian dressing mix. Because I used the Italian dressing mix mixed with brown sugar and sprinkle it on. It was either chicken or pork chops or something, and makes the chicken real sweet. It's so good. That's one of my recipes too. Okay, so I'm gonna mix it up real good. It's starting to bubble, so I'm bringing it right back down to medium because we don't want to burn it. Just the butter and the Italian mix. It already smells delicious. The smell of butter in that alone is just amazing. Okay. So, then we want to mix the golden mushroom soup. Okay, the spoon I just let go. Oh. This is what I use for the butter. I'm going to use it to scrape out all that excess. All right, get down, Jazzy. I keep closing my trash can and having to open it. I might as well leave it open. All right, I'm going to get that all mixed up in there. And then the chicken broth and cream cheese. You don't have to mix it between each one. Just mix the Italian mix with the butter, and then add everything else, and then you can mix it. But if you want to mix it in between each ingredient, it's on you. Still smells good. Okay, so now chicken broth. Chicken broth, that was half a cup of chicken broth. Half a cup. So that's it, half a cup. Okay. I'm just pouring the rest in here so I can see what the measurement is when I put it in the plastic baggie to freeze it. Another, it's 1 1/4. And then half will bring it, the half I just used brings it to 1 3/4. See? That's what I said. Okay. I can add it all and then mix it, but I have this habit of just, okay. And then cream cheese. Here's the cream cheese. And did I show you all the golden mushroom soup? Okay. All right, so let me open this. And if you forget to take out your cream cheese, you can probably still put it in there and the heat will soften it up. Or you can cut it into little cubes if you want. But if it's real softened, you don't need to cut it in cubes. Just smash it down. I'm just smashing it down. Smushing it down, or smashing it, smushing it, whatever you want to say, and then I'm stirring it in. And just, I got it on medium. Just let it, keep stirring it. Don't let it burn, so just keep stirring it until the cream cheese is all melted and mixed in there and it's smooth and creamy. Somebody trying to call me. And once that's done, you turn it off and you pour the prepared sauce evenly over the chicken breast in the crock pot. Okay? So how long we been on here? 22 minutes. With all my talking, this could probably take about 10 minutes. Because it's real quick to do this sauce, and you can just put the chicken in there, then come over and do the sauce. Get everything out on your counter. That's what I would do. Get everything out on your counter before you start doing it. So you don't have to say, okay. Let me run over here and get the golden mushroom soup. All right, let me open it, pour it in here. Let me go back over here, get the chicken broth. Let me open it. Let me measure it, Just have it all ready. It smells good, but not as good as it did before, but it's still. Okay. All right, let's see. Can y'all see that? Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you Facebook. This is what the sauce looks like. It looks like melted cheese. But that's what it looks like. I'll show you YouTube. That's what it looks like, the sauce. It almost looks like cheese. Okay, can y'all see? All right. So, stir, stir, stir. Okay, so it's all nice and smooth, and so we're going to pour it over the chicken. Now, my chicken, it said on low 4 to 5 hours, but it's usually low is 6 to 8 and high is 5 to 6 or 4 to 5. But I'm going to do 5 hours, and then I'm going to test the chicken, and then if it needs a 6 hour, then But it's gonna be on low on 6 because it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. But I'll check it at 5 o'clock. And if it's just about done, then I'll post something that I'm coming live now a little, like 30 minutes early, and maybe I'll start the pasta. Now, I thought it was going to tell me to put the pasta after I cook it into the crock pot. Now, the directions say Okay, let me see. Number one was prepare the crock pot by placing the chicken in the crock pot. Spray it, put the chicken in there, or put a crock pot liner. In a medium saucepan, you want to melt everything, the butter, add the Italian dressing mix, golden mushroom soup, and chicken broth and cream cheese. Stir continuously until smooth and creamy. Then you want to add it to the crock pot. That's number 3. Add the sauce to the crock pot. Cover and cook on low setting for 4 to 5 hours. See? But some recipes say 6 to 8 for chicken. So I'd go with 5. And then if it's the way you like it, it's cooked all the way through to the temperature it needs to be, and it's pull apart and good. And then you cook the pasta about 15 minutes before the chicken is done. Cook the angel hair pasta according to package instructions. Drain and set aside. And then plate the cooked angel hair pasta. Top it with chicken breast and sauce from the crock pot. Spoon extra sauce over the pasta if desired. Now, if you want, it says put the chicken breast over the pasta, on top of the pasta that's on your plate, and then spoon some sauce. If you'd rather take the chicken out of the crock pot, cut it up into chunks, and then put some over the pasta, and then some sauce, you can do that. Or you can shred your chicken and just take like some tongs and grab some of the shredded chicken and put it over top of your pasta. Or, lastly, you could take the pasta and dump it into the crock pot and mix it in there with it. Like you do with spaghetti when you mix your ground beef and marinara sauce. Some people just put the sauce over the spaghetti noodles, but if you want to do that, so here's your options. If you want to just put a whole piece of chicken over your, if you hear that, that's my text message. If you want to put the whole piece of chicken over the pasta on your plate and then spoon some sauce over it, so be it. If you want to cut it up into dice the chicken after it's cooked and then put some over the spaghetti noodles and then sauce, so be it. If you want to shred it and put it over the chicken, that's another way. So there's 3 ways to do that. Just the whole piece, diced or shredded. And then the 4th way is to take the shredded chicken and put the pasta in here after it's cooked and mix it all up. I may mix the pasta in with shredded chicken. I may shred the chicken and put the pasta in the crock pot. That's how I may do it. But according to the instructions, it says put the whole piece over there, over top the pasta that you put on the plate, and then put some sauce. But I may make a vegetable. I don't know. We'll see. So that's stirred up. All right. All right, love. Let's pour it. Eventually, a lady came to help, but it was too late. The corso had already been in my hand. Probably gonna thaw that chicken out fast because it's hot. Just kind of get all the sauce out. Waste not, want not. And if you want to use a spatula, just get all the sauce out of the pan. You can. I'm just using the whisk. It's scraping it out. It's doing good enough job. If you want to use if you need to use a spatula to scrape out everything out this pan, you can. Try to get as much as you can out so you don't waste. And you have as much sauce as you need. So you can top the top of. Because if there's 4 chickens, then it would be about 4 servings. 1 chicken per person. So I'm just taking it and spreading it out over the chickens and over the edges of the chickens. Okay? Because if you got thick chickens, it might take 6 or 7 hours. But if you got thinner chickens like I do, because I cut it in half, I cut it in half because they were frozen and I wanted to not take too long. It might take 5 hours, So right there. Put that back right there. I'll rinse it in a minute. Okay? So let me show you. Oh, who's calling me? Okay. Here you go, Facebook. My hand's in the way. There, you can just see the sauce because it's covering up the chicken. But you see, I can see even through looking at my iPad, I can see steam from the sauce. But you see that? All right, let's turn this around. Anybody come on yet? Nobody's come on here. Probably y'all might be working or something. You know, I don't blame you. Yeah, it might be working. It's Monday. So here it is. And if you see this, I need to go back and edit the title and put part 1 so y'all know. But it's easy to tell it's part 1. YouTube, I'm going to, after this is done, I'm going to post a picture from Friday's meal. I forgot to post a picture. I did forget to post it on Facebook too, guys. This morning, right before I started this, I did post a picture of Friday's meal in the comments of the live that I did Friday. So if you didn't see the picture, it's there now. If you want to look at Friday's live and see the picture. Okay? And YouTube, I'm going to post the picture now as soon as I end this live. I'm going to, go on my phone and post a picture because I'm on my computer when I do, but the picture is not on my computer, so I got to do it through my iPad or phone. And I'll post the picture and let you know that it was Friday's meal. So the live is on here if you want to see it from Friday. But yes. Okay. The creamy, what was it called now? I forgot. It was creamy. Creamy buttered chicken, like in a Parmesan sauce. So I'll post that because I always forget to post a picture to YouTube. I used to not forget. When I was posting the picture to Facebook, I would always post it to YouTube. But now that I changed in the last few months and decided to post the picture just under the comments in the live video from Facebook, I've been forgetting to post it on YouTube. So I think I posted the last few pictures before Friday. So yes, YouTube, I will be posting the picture of last Friday's meal on here as soon as I get off this live. Okay? And guys, if you saw my live for Friday, you can go back if you want to look in the comments and see the picture of it. If you didn't get to see if you saw the whole live till the end, then you probably saw what it looked like. But if you didn't watch it to the end, or you didn't even see the live, and you really don't want to watch the live, you can go in the comments and just see the picture. Okay? Just go to my timeline and scroll down. Okay? I didn't post a lot over the weekend and today yet. I posted a few things, but not enough where you're going to be looking forever. Okay? So, I will be back, and if it is ready at 5 or almost ready, then I'll probably come live then and do the pasta with you guys on live. Usually I would do the pasta ahead of time so I don't have to have all that extra on live. But being I'm not on this live that long, so while the pasta's cooking, I can talk to you guys, which is not going to take long, just waiting for the boil. What takes the longest because it's angel hair pasta. And that does not take long. Angel hair pasta, according to this, takes 6 to 7 minutes. So it's not long. And I usually put hot water in the pan so it boils faster. So I used to do cold water somewhere. I heard that it's best to boil water with cold water, starting with cold water. But my son said, if you boil it with hot water, it boils faster. It ain't going to hurt it. Now, anybody ever heard the difference? Is it better to boil with cold water? Start boiling with cold water, or is it okay if you put hot water so it'll boil faster? Which one do you guys do? Comment below. If you come in here and watch the replay, comment below how you're doing today, what you're having for dinner tonight, if you're making anything at all. And when you boil water for pasta or something, do you start out with cold water or do you do hot water so it'll boil faster? Just let me know in the comments below. All right? So, it's 12:20, so I'm a little behind. Yes, it was supposed to start it at 12. So it's plugged in, so let's turn it on. Let's get it to low, and let's get it to 6 hours. Okay, now it's on. So 12:20 or 21. 5:20, which is almost 5:30, will be 5 hours. So if it does need 6 hours or 5.5 hours, then I'll probably come live closer to 6. So if you see this before tonight, I will probably come closer to 6, but it will be 5:30 if 5:20, 5:30 if it's ready at 5 hours. But if it needs 6 hours, even 7 or 8, that would be longer. But my chicken has never taken 7 or 8. It's always, the most it's taken was 6 hours on low. And it's always been ready at 4 or 5 hours on high. So high would be like if I couldn't go live until 2. Yeah, 2 to 6 is 4 hours. So like if I couldn't go live till 2 o'clock, then yeah, because today at 2 o'clock, I got to leave and pick up my son and take him to the DPS, which is in some places called the DMV for the license, because he had to make an appointment and he didn't have one till today. He got here in middle or end of May, and they used to have a few appointments available. Like if you stand in line before they open, somebody would come down the line and they could give you a same day appointment. Sometimes there'd be a few. Not for everybody, but some may already have appointments, but they said they don't do that no more. So my son kept going online to see if there was an earlier appointment, but there never was. So the earliest one he got was today. And if you guys probably don't know my brother, Paul Mason, well, his Facebook is Paul Timothy Mason. He has 2 of them. I guess the other one he doesn't use. I don't know. But it says Paul T. Mason. But it's his whole name spelled out, Paul Timothy Mason. And he's got like a picture of himself, but it's kind of more cartoon characters. Yeah, anyways, if you find that and you want to follow him or friend him, it's okay. Also, just let him know you know me. Also, I mostly said that if you want to just make a comment on here saying happy birthday and tag him by putting Paul Timothy Mason, so he can see it and see that some of my friends or followers are wishing him birthday wishes. But yes, it is his birthday today. He's only 1 year and 3 months or something close like that, younger than me. So he just turned 48, and in April I turned 49. So we're not that far apart. Just like my kids, my 3 kids, they are like, my oldest was born in June, beginning of June, and my son was born in July the next year. Like July 5th, my daughter was born July 7th. So he was born 2 days prior to it being 1 year and 1 month. And then my third daughter, my daughter, was born July 25th, which is coming up, the year after my son was born. So she was born a year and maybe 2 weeks later, a year and 2 weeks or something like that, from her brother. So that makes her like 2 years and 2 months or something from her sister. So they were back to back. Yep, I had 3 kids under 3 years old. And sometimes when I go out in public by myself, people would be like, I don't know how you do it. I've taken them to King's Dominion, which is an amusement park in Virginia. I've taken them to eat out. I've taken them to the store. But not that often, because my kids didn't like to live, especially my son. He was a hellraiser. Yeah, he had ADHD, but he was a hellraiser. So I didn't go out in public that often, unless I had my ex-husband, their father I was married, unless I had him with me. I did sometimes, but not that often. Or unless I had my mom or my brother or somebody else with me. Yeah. So, but my son is good now. He, He's always about his mom. You know, my son was the only one that used to call me almost every single day when he lived in West Virginia. And then he calls me every couple of days now, but that's because he lives down the street, like 5 minutes. But and like yesterday, he called me and said, "You want to go get something for lunch?" I mean, he's still trying to get a job. He's going to a place for a job tomorrow, but he had gotten plasma done, so he had some money. He said, "Do you want to go get some lunch?" You know, none of my other kids ever said that. It took over a year for my daughter to even spend time with me. Like, we hung out one day. I think it was a Saturday. We hung out. We went to a place to get our eyebrows done and all that. I paid for myself. She paid for herself. But we went to a couple of stores. But yeah, it took her over a year before she spent time with me. And now she does call a lot more often, but it's usually if she wants a car ride or wants us to come get her at her lunch break at work. I know she's only like less than 10 minutes down the street, but yeah, when she found out I had a car, because I didn't at first, but when she found out I had a car, that changed it all. It still took her like a month or two before she started, but once we hung out that one day, it's always something. If it's not money, it's a car ride. So that kind of makes me feel like you couldn't call me for over a year, but now I got a car and you can call me all the time. So, yeah. But anyways, that's beside the point. But anyways, I'm just saying, yeah, my kids' birthdays were like a year and something apart. So, but today is my brother's birthday. Shout out to Paul. Happy birthday. So, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here so I can clean up some of these dishes, and get everything cleaned up. And I will see you guys back between 5:30 and 6. Most likely 5:30, but 5:30 would make it 5 hours. If it is, let me see. Yeah, 5:20 would be 5 hours. 6:20 would be 6 hours. So if it really did take 6 hours, then I'd probably come on about 6 o'clock so we could cook the pasta together. And if it is done in 5 hours, I'll come on about 5:20, 5:30 when it's done. Why? If it's done at 6:30, why would I come on 30 minutes before? So we could do the pasta together. But on here, for the if it's done at 5:30, the only reason I'd probably coming on at 5:20 instead of 5 o'clock to do pasta with you, we'll still do pasta together, but it'll be closer to when this is done because that's the time I'll be outside walking my dogs around 4:30. So, but if it's done, well, see, it's gonna go off to warm at 6:20, but at 5:20 I'm gonna check it. Okay, but I'll make a post and let y'all know if it's not done and I'm not coming till 6 or 6:30. Okay, but hopefully it'll be 5:30. But that's CST time, Central Time. Okay, an hour ahead of you Eastern people. You Mountain people, you're an hour before me. Pacific, you're 2 hours before me. Okay, and Eastern, remember, you're an hour after me. But if you're in another country, I don't know. You'll have to look it up. Okay? All right, so I'm going to end this live the way I end all lives. And I appreciate whoever came on. And I appreciate anybody who comes and watches the replay later on. And hopefully I will have some people on tonight. I'm just thinking some of you most of you are probably working today. So, and just be positive, do your thing, don't give up. Okay? Thank God for what you have. God has given you everything you have, and just thank Him and praise Him. And know that I love you guys very much. And I will talk to you guys later this evening. All right? So have a good rest of your afternoon, and I shall see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye, YouTube.